Hey there YouTube, it's me TFUK Wellness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this month's end of month bot haul where I show you all the Transformer related items I've picked up throughout the month. Yeah, it's been quite a good month this month. I've got, 17 items to get through in this video. Yeah, this is the second video you've had today because obviously I did a review of one of the items I'm going to show you in a few moments this morning because I had a bit of a problem with another video I did, but I'll get into that as and when we come to it. So without that said, let's get cracking, shall we? So obviously the month of May, the 5th month of 2025, I had the TFUK con at Birmingham that I went to, and I managed to pick up a good selection of items there. But yeah, it's the usual smattering of things I bought off UK retailers, my Korean figures, and yeah, so let's get going. So I do these all in chronological order of purchase or arrival, and things kicked off with my first couple of online orders I placed with UK retailers on the 3rd of May with an item from Hasbro Pulse. Obviously you've got the Age of the Primes Wave 1 figures are now hitting retailers in the UK. And the main theme of the Age of the Primes is the 13 primes that they're doing. I'd like to get the majority of them. I'm not going to bother with Star Convoy because he's just a big Japanese style Optimus Prime, and technically any Optimus Prime that's got a matrix in could be classed as the 13th prime. So I'm not going to bother with him. Not so sure about Vector Prime, as I've already got the Vector Prime from Legacy. Be interesting to see if they just do a straight rehash of that figure or whether they're going to doll it up to look more like an ancient Prime. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that. But anyway, so I decided to get another one of these Prime figures. I placed an order with Hasbro Pulse because they appear to have one in stock, and this figure has been sort of coming up short. I mean, obviously the pre-orders sold out, and then it was a bit delayed in coming out with the rest of the Wave 1 figures for some reason. I don't know why, but it now started to crop up, and I was looking around at where to buy it from, and I managed to catch Hasbro Pulse had still got one or two in stock when I placed my order, which was good. And I did an unboxing video on it. So the first thing to arrive on the 3rd, which was a Saturday, Age of the Primes Voyager 13 Prima Prime or Prima Prime. Is alright. The sort of the bland sort of off-white colours that he's got are a bit weird. His alt mode is just a random ass Cybertronian truck, but then again they're supposed to be Cybertronian alt modes because they're the 13 primes, the first sort of Transformers to come out, and they all had whatever modes they had back then. Prima Prime or Prima Prime, technically he's the first Transformer or the first modern sort of Cybertronian. Technically you had Primus, who is the first Transformer, or Unicron even could be the first transforming figure, but Primus sacrificed himself to become the planet of Cybertron, but in doing so he created the Primes, and Prima Prime or Prima Prime is the first Prime. Technically is he like the Cybertronian equivalent of Adam, and Solus Prime is Eve. I don't know, but anyway, I got him. Like I said, he's alright. He feels a bit lightweight for a Voyager. He's alright. He's a bit bland. I mean, he comes with a Star Saber. He's got a matrix in his chest. He's alright. I'm not massively blown away by this thing, to be honest. It's an okay figure. It's got a slightly awkward transformation, especially where you have to sort of the arms and the shoulders become the front and the front sides of the vehicle, and they don't plug in particularly well into the truck mode, but whatever. Also he's got like the wheels that go into the back of the legs, which come round, and they're like blind wheels, which are like on the inside rather than the outside, if you know what I mean. and it looks, you know, in this sort of off-white colour, and his design in the, you know, the artwork in the, you know, the original artwork made him look a lot flashier and fancier than he actually is, and a lot more spiky. But this guy is not. It looks a bit plain, to be honest. I'm not massively over impressed with this guy, but he's all right. I was going to get him anyway, and he's okay, I suppose. So I got him. That's another prime for the pot. Then a couple of days later, I placed an order on Amazon and did another unboxing video on it. And it was a case of this figure. It's a figure that I've passed on, but I was looking back at it rather. It appeared, it was sort of interesting me. It's a mould I've already got. I've already got 2 other versions of this mould. I think it's 2. I might even be 3. But he looks all right, and I decided to get him. Is it Legacy Star Raider Cannonball? So managed to get him. Got him from Amazon for a sort of normal price. He's all right. He looks interesting. Obviously, it's the Skids mould done up again. Looks all right. He's got the head sculpt. Yeah, because obviously the original mould was based on Cybertron Red Alert, wasn't it? And it's basically got Cybertron Red Alert's head, but, you know, painted up to look like Cannonball. Interesting. It's got the usual things with the Skids mold. When you're trying to transform this guy back into alt mode, he doesn't quite plug together properly. I don't know why, but he's okay. He comes with his sort of his claw weapon. He's okay. And I know there's repro labels for this guy to make him look a lot better than he actually is. He's got like the skull patterns on the sides of his doors, and he actually comes with a Cyber Planet key as well, which is tiny, but he's got one at least, which gives homage to the fact that the original figure was a Cybertron figure. So yeah, he's all right. Again, it's a mold I've already got. Transforming this guy, he doesn't quite peg together properly in alt mode. There's quite a lot of gappage, but he's all right, I suppose. So yeah, I made a play on him. So that's another Star Raider I've got. I'm not going to go for all the Star Raiders. There's still quite a few. I'm just going to pass on completely. But I thought I'd give this guy a go. And it was a case of I bought this guy because I wanted to get, you know, a couple of bots in early for my unboxing series. And he made a likely candidate for that. So, yep. Was it Legacy United Star Raider Cannonball? Then a couple of days later on the 8th, my third and final sort of early bird purchase for, you know, unboxing series came in, and I got this from Comics and Cocktails. Now, this one. When I saw this was announced, I thought, yeah, I want to get that because I've got the original toy, and the original toy, that should give you some clues. Yeah, so got it from Comics and Cocktails. There we got Age of the Primes, Voyager, Autobot, Red Alert. He's alright actually. He looks really, really good in both modes. Bears homage to the original Armada toy. And obviously he makes the noise. But I mean, the size wise, I mean the size comparison between these two figures, and that's the reason why I got it, it's like this guy is tiny compared to this guy. This guy is enormous. And this guy was equivalent... Was he equivalent to what, like a Deluxe back in the day? I'm sure he was. But he's got lights and sounds on him. And he's got all the Minicon gimmicks. In fact, this guy has got Minicon ports on him. He's got a Minicon port there. So you can take the long arm. And it will plug in on the back. So he can have his Minicon partner plugged on if you really, really want to. But he's only got, I think he's got another, I'm sure he's got another one somewhere. I'm pretty sure I saw two Minicom ports on him. Or I might be getting mixed up somewhere else. He's definitely got one Minicom port on him anyway. But anyway, there he is. He's got the accessories for the hand. He's got the... Oh. It's got the flip out gun. So, you know, you can do that. There you go. So yeah, it's pretty good. Transforms great, nice solid bot, no looseness, hardly any hollowness. He's half decent. He's really good. He's a very good update of the original. Wow, in a modern, you know, sort of generations Voyager update. Though when you put them side to side, this guy looks like a scrawny Deluxe by comparison to this guy, even though this guy is actually a Voyager. So yeah. He is a lot smaller than the original, but then again, that's just, you know, modern toys for you. But he's got all the articulation compared to the original. You know, he's way more articulated. Really good figure, great paint, good mould. He's got awesome light piping as well. So he's got most of it going on, even if he hasn't got anywhere near the amount of gimmicks that the original toy had. But then again, that's all these sort of sort of Unicron trilogy figures that they're doing, you know, legacy updates on. Is, yeah. Still, he's a really good figure, and he arrived on the 8th. So then next, it's the 13th, and my Korean toys arrived. Now this first one, Metal Cardbot S Rock Crush. I did a review on it that went up on Saturday the 17th, the day I went to the TFUK con at Birmingham. But unfortunately, I said some things in that video, and I had to, well, to give you a long story short, basically I said some disrespectful things about a certain YouTuber in a video that they did. After the video went up, said person put a comment on my video, you know, unhappy about what I'd done. A few days later, because he's a fellow, you know, Transformer YouTube, well, Korean toy YouTuber, and I want to be on good terms with him. I contacted him via email a few days later, offered to do a public apology in my next video. He said that wasn't necessary. Instead, he suggested that I edit the existing video to take out the disrespectful content. Problem is, once you've uploaded a video onto YouTube, you can edit it after the fact, but it's very, very difficult, nigh on impossible to do. And I have done it before, and it was a pain in the arse, and I thought, well, I can't be bothered to edit the existing video. So what I did was I removed it completely, and I could have edited the footage from the original video to take out the disrespectful content, but I decided rather than doing that, I'll just start again. I'll refilm the whole thing and do it as a re-upload. So the re-upload went up on Saturday the 24th, a week later. So there you go. Now you know the story behind what happened. It was just me being controversial again. Every now and again I do this. I do or say something in one of my videos which upsets people. It's happened before. It's not my first rodeo, you know, and I just have to pay the price. I mean, that original video had over 100 views on it, but that wasn't a realistic reflection of what views it would have had had it been in like a normal video, because a lot of the people, news must have got around on social media that I'd said something stupid or done something, you know, disrespectful in that video, so people were checking it out to see what I'd said. And yeah, it was the old car crash television, or, you know, rubberneckers looking around to see what I'd done, and it did an unrealistic you know, viewing figures on that video. So when I deleted it, I had like about 108 views or something like that. The new video hasn't done quite as well, but whatever, dude. You know, that's the price I pay. But anyway, he's all right. He's very, very short and bulky. He's a lot shorter than some of the other figures. Slightly restricted articulation, especially on the legs. His card weapon is this chest armor that, you know, shoots a beam out, and obviously you've got the drill, which can be fit on either arm, but you can take them off and put them together into one drill, but the drill doesn't turn, it doesn't spin at all, which is a bit disappointing, especially when he's in his alt mode. Yeah, so he's alright. I'm not a massive fan of this figure. The character's okay in the show, but the toy, I'm just not a fan of drill tanks, even though he has a classic drill tank. And yeah, so I did another review on it, and he's all right, I suppose. But were it not for the fact I wanted to buy all the metal Cardbot figures from, you know, well, I want to buy all the molds from season 2. I would have given this guy a skip, but I would have missed him out. But I managed to get him. I've actually done 2 reviews on him. So there we go. That was that, and that arrived on the 13th. And then on the same day, my other Korean toy arrived, and you saw the review on it this morning. So this is the second time you've seen this thing today. Metal Cardbot Blastrain, or Metal Cardbot S Blastrain. He is a beast of a toy. He's very, very big. He's forms a train. He's got like a locomotive and 2 passenger cars. He's got 2 robot modes. He's got like a base robot mode, and then he's got like this beefed up, powered up super robot mode. His card weapon is these massive sort of like, you know, Wolverine claws. Very, very smart, impressive. Has a few minor issues, like the shoulder blocks don't peg in particularly well, and when you're articulating the arms they get unstuck. He's a bit wobbly and a bit rickety. Has got somewhat limited articulation in his super mode because of all the joints and the weight that this guy's got, but he's still a super impressive figure, and I like him because he's a train former, and I was going to get him anyway, but he's a super impressive figure, and really, really cool, and I like him a lot. So he's all right, actually. He's okay. He's got a few minor issues, like I said, but he's a really awesome figure nevertheless. But like I said, because of that other video, well, you know, because of Rock Crush's original video had to be deleted and then re-uploaded a week later, this guy's video review slots had to be moved a week back, and that's why I did the review on it this morning. So here's the second review, the second video, sorry, that you've seen this guy. So yeah, there he is, my second Korean figure this month, that arrived on the 13th, Metal Cardbot S Blastrain. Right, so the next figure to arrive was on the 15th, was a AliExpress purchase. Now this figure, I've had it on my back burner for a number of years. The reason being, it's a super deformed variant or third-party variant of a character that I quite like. Well, TLK Megatron, the Last Night Megatron. Now I've got pretty much got all the TLK Megatron toys, both official and third party. The only one I'm missing is the Tiny Turbo Changes one. I haven't got that, but I've got all the others. Anyway, there was this super deformed sort of third party version of TLK Megatron, and I had it on my AliExpress wish list for a number of years now. And this month I decided to pull the trigger on it and make a play on it. Now, it was listed as being a Weijiang product, but I'm not 100% sure about that, because when I looked it up online, it was a different company altogether that apparently made it, though it's possible that the figure was originally designed by AliExpress. Was originally designed by Weijiang, but then because Weijiang went down because they got took out by Hasbro and Takara for intellectual property theft, because they were doing upscales of the official Transformer products. They went in and took them out. But I think the legacy of that company is still rolling on with other companies. This might have been a figure that was designed by, you know, the Weijang staff, but it's now been sold under a different company name. Like I said, I've had this thing on my AliExpress wish list for some time, and I pulled the trigger on it, and I've actually transformed it into alt mode. And it was very tricky to transform it into alt mode because it's quite a fiddly thing, and it didn't come with any instructions. And I don't know if there's any, you know, videos on YouTube that show you how to do it. But I did manage to get it into its alt mode, and I'm reluctant to turn it back into robot mode. Here it is. So this is the IVIIMEE Toys, or IVIIMEE Toys VM02 Cute Protection Commander. And it's TLK's Megatron. You can see it's got his ship mode. And this is him in his alt mode. Now it's a super deformed, it's got like a massive head and a scrawny body. And if you look underneath, you can see, look, there's the chest, there's the oh, they're the arms. Yeah, they're the arms. Legs are up here. Most of the head is in this bit here. In fact, they're the eyes there. So yeah, it's got a very intricate transformation. It's quite fiddly to transform, but it's a really cool looking thing. It comes with some accessories. It's got the sword, which sort of plugs underneath. So he's got the sword, and he also comes with a mace that plugs in the back. So yeah, it's quite fiddly to get him into his alt mode, but it does look like the ship from the last night somewhat. Like I said, the robot mode, like I said, he's got a massive head, and I couldn't be bothered to transform it back into robot mode, so I just left it like this. But anyway, yeah, it's all right. It's all right actually. Excellent paint details, brilliant moulding, you know, all nice tight joints. I think it's even got some die cast on it in a few places as well. But there we go. So that's IVIIMEE, or IVIIMEE Toys VM02 Cute Protection Commander, like a super deformed last night Megatron. It's all right actually. I mean, it is available on AliExpress, and it is usually listed under. So if you put in, you know, TLK Megatron Weijang, it'll probably come up. But there we go. I managed to get hold of one of those finally. Right, so that's all the stuff from, you know, sort of before the convention that I went to this month in the TFCon UK 2025. So there's a flyer for it. So yeah, I went to that event on Saturday the 17th at the Cobden Hotel in Birmingham. Yeah, it's the third year I've been to this event. It's a local convention. I think they restrict the attendance ship to about 300 or so people attending, and it's never oversubscribed. It's a nice, you know, cute, you know, close-knit sort of community sort of event. It's really, really good. When they moved, they were at the Strathallan Hotel, which is across the road from the Cobden. The Strathallan was only in one room, but the Cobden, the suite that they're in, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot more spread out. They've got, like, at one end they've got like a seating area for the panel room, and then you've got the main areas for, you know, the dealer hall, and then there's like a seating area out the back for snacks and meals that you can buy at the bar and stuff like that. It's a decent little thing, and there's a number of traders there. You know, you get Primetime Toys. The whole event is run by Primetime Toys, so they had a big stall there. You've got Rohan's Corner. You had T4E. You had Geekology was there as well. There's a few other independent trailers like Gary Churm, you know, Hot Roddy Prime had a stall selling a load of stuff, and he was like a independent trailer selling his own stuff. So yeah, it's a really, really good event. Very, very friendly, very, very close-knit, you know, sort of community event. And obviously I rocked up there before, well, about an hour before the official opening. And when you went in the door, you got a couple of free gifts as you went in through the door. So obviously you got the flyer. You then got this art print, which was done by, is it that Web or WE66 guy? He did this. It's supposed to be the Mastermind Creations Fort Max fighting a load of rock lords by the looks of it. Not rock lords, you know, battle beasts. He's fighting a load of battle beasts. So that was really cool. You also got a beer mat with the TFUK Con 2025 logo on it. I mean, they've got that really cool logo where they've ripped off the Cheers logo with all the Transformers at McAdams Bar, and that's really cool. And on the back, it's got this sort of like a party game where you could go up to people and it's like a rock paper scissors kind of game they've put on the back. I never actually played it, but it's a nice little keepsake that they did as a door entry thing. They also had a bucket full of those Jada die-cast mini Transformer figurines. Now I kind of cheated. It's supposed to be, they're supposed to hold the bucket up and you're supposed to grab one at random. But there was one particular figure that I wanted, and I saw that there was one on top, so I sort of picked it up. And it was Ultra Magnus. So I've got a couple of these at, was it TF Nation a couple of years ago, where Primetime Toys, when you made a major purchase, they you know, you could have a free, you know, Jada Toys mini die-cast figures, but they've got loads of them. So I decided I wanted an Ultra Magnus. He's all right, I suppose. I mean, they're only like little basic little things, but they're made out of die-cast, so they're pretty cool. I've got a couple of these already. So got that, and that was what we got at the door entry, you know, the door prize at the entry. So purchase, because I actually took a little bit extra money to this event, because the previous two TFCon 2025s, well, TF cons I've been, TFUK cons, let's get it right, TFUK cons that I've been to, I usually took about 200 quid or so, but this time I had a little bit extra cash, an extra 150 quid. No, 125 quid in my bedside drawer that I decided to take with me. So I took like 325 quid in cash, and I didn't spend it all, but I did manage to do quite well out of this convention. So first things first, first thing I decided to buy was at Primetime Toys. So I went over to see Greg was there. I had a chat with him, and I was looking on the stall, and they had a lot of you know, sort of third-party Legend stuff on there. A lot of Doctor Who stuff was on there, but it was mostly stuff I'd already got, so I didn't really want to buy it. But I was looking at some of the other stuff on the back, and I saw something. I thought, actually, I want to make a play on that. Robot Toys RTDO1 Lord Venatagon, or is it Venatagon? So it's their sort of Masterpiece-esque Beast Wars Scorponok. Yeah, I can remember seeing online that this thing was coming out, and I'd seen it on AliExpress, and I was halfway, you know, tempted to get it. Now this company, Robot Toys, in recent times they've done sort of deluxe scale or legends, large legend scale sort of renditions of the Beast Wars characters, but this is masterpiece scaled. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and it does a decent job of transforming, and it looks fairly screen accurate. It's got a very fiddly transformation, especially when you're going back into robot mode, because all the insect legs are stuffed into the torso, and they barely cram in there, and it's difficult to get it to plugged together properly without bursting apart because of all this stuff that's stuffed in there. And that's a problem with other third-party, Beast Wars Scorponok's as well. The what's it, that Legends one that I've got? That's got a similar problem. But it looks really cool. It's a great figure. It's got some die cast on it. Transforms into the Scorpion. He's got, a bit of articulation on the tail. So yeah, it's really cool. And he's got you open his claws, and he's got the rockets inside, and he has got the bee as well, the cyber bee. So yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. Like I said, it's got a slightly fiddly, fussy transformation in a few places, but it's a pretty good looking figure otherwise. Pretty cool. And I'm not really collecting the Masterpiece, sort of like Beast Wars figures, but I have got a few of them, most notably, the TransArt ones. Yeah, so I got him. He's all right. That was the first thing I bought at the TFUK con. And then the next thing I bought from Primetime Toys, speaking of TransArt Beast Wars figures. Yep, TransArt BWM08 Metal Spider Queen. It's their Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. So yeah, I saw it and I thought, you know what, I'll make a play on that. So this is the Spider mode. Again, I transformed it into the Spider mode. Looks really cool. These Beast Wars, these TransArt Beast Wars figures were basically scaled up, re-engineered versions of the original toys. The company has been given a cease and desist by Hasbro and Takara, so they won't be making any more. Though I think they are reissuing some of the molds they've already got, but they're not going to be making any more, which is a shame really, because they do some good stuff. I've got a couple of their figures. I've got the Silver Bolt up here. Yeah. So we got Silver Bolt and his girlfriend, Black Arachnia, when she got her Transmetal 2 version. So yeah, I got it. Transformation on this thing is fairly straightforward until you have to cram the legs and the torso into the abdomen section. I couldn't do it myself, and TransArt, they give you like a little card with a QTR code and say click on this and it'll take you to a video where they'll show the transformation process. I am not clicking on that QTR code because I don't know what website it's going to send it to. I don't know what malware is going to download into my phone when I do it, so I don't like doing that. So I found a video from Magnotion on YouTube that showed the transformation, so I managed to figure out how to squeeze Black Arachnia's robot parts into the back end of the spider. So it's all right actually. It's really good. It looks super cool. It's got lots of vacuform chrome on it. It's really awesome. So yeah, that's a pretty cool figure that I got. Then next, went around the corner to Rohan's corner. Yeah, Rohan's corner was there. He had a fairly good selection of stuff, mostly G1 stuff. He did have other stuff on there on his stall as well, but he had a lot of G1 stuff, including a box of Junkers on the floor. And I was reading through this box of Junkers, and I found something, and I thought, oh, actually, and I had a quick play with it, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this a go. I asked him how much it was, and I think he said it was 20 quid, but I thought, yeah, all right, I'll get it. Now, this is the first time I'd ever had my hands on this mould, and I know this mould goes in for a lot of stick because it's a total brick. And but I just kind of wanted it. G1 Broadside. So yeah, the other Transformers G1 Autobot triple changer. the one that gets left out a lot of the time. So I decided to get this. It's in very, very bad, poor condition. It's filthy dirty. It's got, you know, it's got sticker wear. There's supposed to be, I think, like a transparent sort of like dome over that thing, which is broken off. Yeah. But apart from that, he's more or less complete. I mean, the transformation on this thing is ridiculously simple. And there's his robot mode. So yeah, there's not much to it, to be honest. I don't know, I kind of felt sorry for it, to be honest, when I saw it in that box and it was all beaten up. I thought, yeah, sod it, I'll get it. It was kind of expensive at 20 quid, but then again, it's G1 Broadside. I mean, he's quite a rare figure otherwise. And so I decided to get him. I mean, transforming him into the jet mode, again, super, super easy. Yeah, so there he goes into his jet mode. He's very easy to work with, but like I said, he's in pretty rough condition. He's dirty, he's got decal wear, you know, all that stuff. But I've got him. He's part of my collection. I largely bought him for the aircraft carrier mode, and obviously, in Doctor Wu have announced they're doing a broadside, and I'm very interested in getting that. I've also got that other Chinese sort of massive, you know, transforming aircraft carrier, which isn't technically based on broadside, but when it transforms into robot mode, it's kind of in broadside's colours. So I'm taking that as a like a Chinese made fourth party, you know, sort of like broadside that there's only got one alt mode. But anyway, so I got him. He's okay. He's in a very, very sorry state. Very, very simplistic G1 brick of a thing. But I decided to get him. I felt sorry for him, so I got him G1 Broadside. After getting him, as I've got Sandstorm as well, I need to get hold of a Springer now because I want to get all the Autobot triple changes. So I'll be looking to get a G1 Springer up at TF Nation this year, hopefully. Anyway, next to well, you had Gary Churm's stall next to Rohan, and then next to him was another guy, another independent seller. Where's my list? Yeah, Paul Bryan. I've seen him around at conventions. I think he's a friend of Gary Churm's, and he was selling a bunch of bots from his collection. And he had a table with some box stuff on the top, and he had some loose figures down below. And I was looking down at his loose figures, and I saw something. I thought, actually, I'll make a play on that. Is it Thrilling 30s Generation Deluxe Sky Shadow? He had the other one of this, the other version of this mold. He had him as well. He's all right. He's pretty complete. He's got his guns. He's got his missiles. Got a bit of a problem in robot mode. The hips wobble backwards and forwards. Yeah, but then again, that's just nature of the design. I don't know whether it's supposed to do that. Ship mode's all right. Amazing light piping. Decently articulated. Apart from that, it's all right. So got hold of that. It's been a mold that I've been sort of halfway interested in. He is one of the Decepticon Phase 6s after all, so that was part of the reason why I bought him. I've got a couple of 6 shots. I've definitely got a couple of Overlords. It's just I've only got one Sky Shadow. I've got the Titan's Return Leader Class Sky Shadow, but I haven't got any others. So, and here's also, if you read the IDW, this guy got took out by the DJD when the DJD had their debut in More Than Meets the Eye. This was the guy they were torturing at the time. So yeah, that's another reason why I got him. So he was canonically the first victim we see get offed by the DJD in the IDW comics. So yeah, so I decided to get him. He's all right. Then next, now like I said, this is the 3rd TFUK con I've been to, and they like to have, you know, sort of like commemorative T-shirts like they do at most conventions. Now, I didn't get the T-shirt last year, and I haven't got a T-shirt from the TFUK con. And this year, I decided to get one. Now, I'm actually wearing it, so if you just give me a moment. So here you go. The TFUK Con 2025 T-shirt. It's basically the same thing that was on the beer mat that they were doing. I really like this design because obviously it's Macadam's bar, because you know you got Macadam there, but you got Autobots and Decepticons around the bar, and then it says, and it's based on it's a piss take on the Cheers logo from that American sitcom. And Cheers, where everybody knows your name, or at least your alt mode, you know. It's really cool. I really liked it, and I decided to get it, and I've literally put it on this week because it's a brand new T-shirt, so I'm wearing it in this week. So I thought I'd wear it for this this review, or with this video. So that was the next thing that I got at the TFUK con. Then Hot Rodney Prime. I went round to have a look at the stuff that he got on his stalls, and I was looking at a few things, and I saw something. I thought, actually, so I picked it up and transformed it, and thought, yeah, this is decent enough. Cybertron Landmine. So yeah, I like Cybertron. Out of the Unicron trilogy, Cybertron is by far my favourite show, and I know it's based on the Galaxy Force, you know, Japanese version, which everybody says is a superior show, because when they did the Western version of it, they messed around with the plot and, you know, changed some of the characters, yada yada yada. But I'm quite happy with the Cybertron show. I'm quite happy with it as it is. And Landmine, he's one of the Autobots that befriends the kids at the beginning of the show. He's all right, actually. Part of the reason why I bought this guy is, one, he's a Cybertron toy, and Cybertron toys are they're bulletproof, basically. They're really strong, sturdy toys. He's got the Cybertron gimmick, so it's that, and you stick a Cyberplanet key in there, and you bring these spikes out, and then the wheels spin round where he shoots. So he's got that. He's reasonably poseable, because Cybertron toys aren't the most articulated things, but he's a good solid figure made out of good sturdy plastic. It's really, really cool. And also, I have a Korean toy that is somewhat similar to this, transforms in a similar sort of way to this figure, and I'm thinking, now that I look at this, I was thinking, you know, that looks a lot like a Korean toy that I've got, and that's another reason why I bought it as a you know, like an analogue for a Korean toy that I've got in my collection. So that's another reason why I decided to get this guy. So yeah, Cybertron Landmine, got him off Mr. Gary Churm. He's a decent little figure. Now this next one, I went back to Paul Bryan, and there was a figure set he had on his stall. It was a Takara boxed set of the Rumble and Frenzy tank bots. because there is, in Japan, they did these versions of Rumble Frenzy where they turn into tanks, and they did them in a 2-pack, and I think it's pretty much it's a Japanese exclusive. That mold, as far as I'm aware, has never been shared with the West, and they're kind of rare and hard to get hold of, and as such they go for sort of like collector's money, shall we say. And he was asking 60 quid for this box set, and I saw it early doors and I thought it was a bit pricey, because these figures are basically Legends scale figures. They're not even deluxes, and so I sort of passed on it because I thought it was a bit pricey, because he was asking 60 quid for it. And then as I walked around the hall and bought a few things, I looked at my money I had left, and I thought I was running out of things to buy, and I went back to it and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a play on it. So I bought the set off him. The box was sealed with tape seals. The figures were inside, tied in with wire ties. Thought nothing of it. Wasn't until I got home and decided to open it that I had a few problems with it. Now, I'm not accusing the guy I bought this of trying to pull a fast one. I'm not doing that, so don't take this the wrong way. I'm just telling you what I found when I opened this box. It looked to all the world as a sealed, boxed figure set. I cut the tape seals on one side, opened it up, got the figures out. They were held in by wire ties, and I noticed that one of the wire ties wasn't properly twisted up. It was just sort of slotted in, and I thought that was a bit weird. When I got the figures out and started messing with them, I noticed there was a QC issue with one of the figures. It had got 2 right feet on it, and also the instructions are missing from the box set. So it's got a couple of issues with it. It's got the instructions are missing, and one of the figures has got a QC issue with 2 right feet. So I was a little disappointed when I found that out. Now, it could be that this guy I bought it from, he bought it as a sealed box set and didn't realise there was issues with it or problems with it. He just added it to his collection and then decided to sell it on when he decided he wanted to get rid of it. The price he was asking for it was, to all intents and purposes, given the rarity of this figure, was quite reasonable, even if it was a little pricey. But anyway, here they are. So you've got Rumble and Frenzy or Rumble and Frenzy. In this pack, that's Rumble, that's Frenzy. But to me, I prefer the blue one, and the blue one will always be Rumble to me. But anyway, whichever character they are, here they are, and they transform into tanks. Now, you can see here, the blue one has got these things turned around. So he's got, it's got pile drivers. But then normally they have them folded round the back like that. A decent, nice colours, decent transformation. They turn into like little sort of like drone tanks. Pretty cool. But like I said, one of them has a QC issue. Now this one, if you look, you can see, look on the feet, you can see there's a peg there and a peg there, right? So you've got like a peg sticking out the sides of the feet. If you look on this one, you can see it's got 2 right feet on it. It's got the pegs sticking out the same side. So yeah, he's got 2 right. The red one's got 2 right feet on it. So that's the QC issue with this figure. And like I said, there was no instructions in the box, which was very disappointing. This one also, his legs are super floppy and he struggles to stand up as well. So personally, I think these weren't sealed. They had been opened, messed with, and then someone put them back in the box to sell it. But they realised that there was a QC issue on one of the figures, and for whatever reason they lost the instructions. But the guy I bought it from probably bought it as a sealed unit, kept it in his collection and passed it on as a sealed unit. He was not aware of any issues with it. So I'm just saying, I found some issues with this box set. So if Gary Churm, if you're Gary Churm, if you're watching this video, then you can have a word with your mate and just tell him that I found problems with that thing I bought off him. I'll probably see him at TF Nation and have a quiet word with him and just explain it. I'm not looking for any comeback on this. I'm just pointing out an issue that I had with these figures when I got them out, which is a shame, which is a pity. But that was that, unfortunately. So next, now I didn't have much money left. So I was wandering around, talking to people, looking at some of the panels that were going on, and I decided I really don't want to go home with any money, but it was a struggle of finding things to buy. Anyway, so then I went back to Rohan's Corner. Now, bearing in mind, I'd bought Broadside off him earlier. He did have some springers in his box of junk at the bottom, but they were basket cases. They were missing major parts, so they were no good. He didn't have a complete springer on his table. But what he did have was a slightly beaten up G1 Sandstorm. Now, this is a duplicate. I've already got one. I've already got a G1 Sandstorm, so why did I buy another one? This one is super loose. It's got decal wear. One of the rotor blades off the back is broken. There's a couple of broken tabs on it. It's in rough shape, and I paid a tenner for it, so it was cheap. The reason I've bought this is because this alt mode, it looks very similar to a car I've got in my RC car collection, the Kyosho Tomahawk. And I've been dying to do a custom on a G1 Sandstorm to turn it into the alt mode into a Kyosho Tomahawk. But I wouldn't have dared to do that with my original G1 Sandstorm that I bought at Auto Assembly back in 2014. So yeah, I bought a duplicate, and my intention is to customize this into a Kyosho Tomahawk. Now, in doing so, I will be engineering out the helicopter mode. I will be, so like these panels here, I'll be gluing them in place and trimming them down. I'll be cutting these bits off. You won't be able to slide that backwards and forwards. I'll get rid of all the helicopter parts around the bottom. I'm going to probably do something with the feet to put a different bumper on. I might even put some simulated suspension on the front axle. I'm going to make changes to it to make it look like, and paint it up to look just like the Tomahawk. But in doing that, it won't be a triple changer anymore. It'll only have two modes. It'll have a robot mode and a buggy mode. So it'll be a one-trick pony once I'm done. But anyway, that's the reason why I bought this. So I'm fully intending to do a custom on this to turn it into that other, like a transforming Kyosho Tomahawk. I'm very good when I say I'm going to do a custom on something. I'm all this. I'm all talk and no trousers. There's a number of times where I said, "Oh, I'm going to do a custom on this, that, or the other," and I don't actually do it. I've only actually done one custom, and it's down here. It was Legends Motor Breath turned it into Nemesis Prime, but that's the only one I've actually done. But this one I definitely intend to do something with it. So maybe this is the last time you're going to see this as a G1 Springer, because next time you see it on a video, I'll either be doing the custom on it, or it'll be Project Tomahawk, as I'm calling it. So yeah, that's the reason why I bought this. And obviously I've got 2 out of the 3 Autobot G1 triple changes, so I need a Springer. But anyway, that's the reason why I bought that. And I got it from Rohan's Corner. And then finally, the last thing I got left, and I was looking on the T4E stall. He had a bunch of things on his stall, and he had these Transformers Siege Micromaster twin packs, and he had a choice of 3. I was looking at them and I couldn't decide which one to get, and eventually I decided to get these guys. So it was Siege, War for Cybertron Siege, S6, Micromasters, Topshot and Flak. Now the reason I got this, one, I've got a KO of G1 Micromaster Flak, so I have got a KO of this guy. And Topshot is alright, but they combine together to form a gun, and the gun looks alright actually. It looks pretty good. So I decided to get these guys. So these are the last figures that I bought at the convention to, Transformers Siege Micromasters, or Battlemasters, or whatever you want to call them. But bought those guys, and that was that. Now, normally I thought that was it for this month. I wasn't going to buy anything else. That was until I went shopping a week later on Saturday the 24th. I do my Saturday morning shop at a Sainsbury's, usually like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. But just lately I've been having to go to a local Morrison's down the road because there's a certain product that I can't buy in Sainsbury's anymore, but they sell it in Morrison's. It's the smoked thin sliced ham that they stopped selling it in Sainsbury's, so I have to get it from Morrison's. Anyway, I was walking to get a pack of the thinly sliced smoked ham, and I was walking down the toy aisle, and I looked across and I saw something. I thought, oh, actually that looks pretty cool, but I disregarded it and carried on. So I went and got my other thing, and I was walking back through, and I thought, I'm going to make a play on that. So I picked it up. Now, have you guys ever seen these M.A.R.S converters at the supermarkets? M.A.R.S converters. And I'd seen them before. They're fairly simplistic. They're quite big, but they're fairly simplistic looking toys. They're like budget brand transforming figures. They're their own brand, M.A.R.S converters. They have a bunch of figures in the line. I'd seen them before, but never been tempted to buy one up until now. But this particular one, just the alt mode and the colours of the robot mode just popped so hard, and I thought, I'm actually going to make a play on it. So I went and got it. This guy. So this is M.A.R.S Converter's Valve Charger, and his alt mode is a 57 Chevy. I love the fact that he turns into a car that looks like a 57 Chevy. I absolutely love that. And this robot mode, it's mostly ball joints, but he's got bicep swivels. He's got a waist joint. He's got double jointed knees. He's reasonably posable, and he's also got a automorph function with the head popping out. So yeah, he's pretty neat actually. He's big. His alt mode, it's kind of a super deformed, like Chevrolet 57, sort of like jukebox car from the 1950s. So yeah, I kind of like this. And it's the first time I've ever been tempted to buy a M.A.R.S converter. So there are a few other figures. There's another one that turns into a car that kind of looks like an AC Cobra. I might be tempted to get that one as well. But it's not bad actually. It's kind of decent. I mean, it's sort of hollow around the back. Shall I transform it quickly? Just so I can show you the alt mode. Yeah, so there you go. There's the alt mode. It's pretty. I like that. That's really cool. So yeah, so it was only 11 quid as well. That was another reason why it was worth getting, because it was dirt cheap. 11 quid for something that's, you know, probably as well, it's a pretty big figure. And it's simplistic, yes, but it's got a really cool looking alt mode. And the robot mode looks pretty cool as well. And I decided to give it a punt. And that was the last thing that I got this month. Bit of a surprise at the local supermarket, but there you go. So anyway, that's been my haul for this month, the month of May 2025. Just to round the video off, let's do the first and worst. So I kind of had a bit of trouble this month deciding what my first and worst was. But I think it's fairly straightforward. First and worst. So first, Metal Cardbot S Blastrain is by far the biggest, most impressive, and I think the most expensive. Oh well, no, it's not the most expensive, because I think this guy was more expensive. But still, it's pretty cool otherwise. It does have some minor issues, like I said, the tabbing on the shoulder, the piece. Also is sort of stability and articulation in you know, combined robot mode is a little off. His base robot mode is super articulated. It's even got an ab crunch. So his base robot mode looks really cool. It forms a train. It's a really good figure, and I think it deserves to be the best spot I got this month. And then poor old G1 Broadside. It's not fair that I gave this guy the worst bot accolade this month. As you can see, he's dirty, he's got damage, the decals are all worn, he's in very poor condition. The rub sign still works though. He is worth cleaning up and, you know, getting some repro labels to smarten him up a little bit. But I think when you compare him to everything else I got this month, because he's in such poor condition, that's the reason why I've given him the worst bot, you know, nomination. I don't hate this guy. I don't hate him at all. It's just that I think everything else was just better than he was, I'm afraid, given his condition and the fact that he's a complete G1 brick. But there we go. Like I said, I felt sorry for him when I bought him. But anyway, so that's it. That's been my haul for this month. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Game starts again tomorrow. I've got to buy 2 more Metal Cardbot S figures. There's 3 more in the line that I need to get now. So I'm concentrating on buying them things up. Next month, I think it's just going to be a normal month. There's nothing special happening next month that I know about. So, with that said, I've been TFUK Wilderness. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da!